Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to show you what we've got from the Isle of Wight. I thought it was a Cosworth and an Evo, but it's a little bit more than that. And also we're going to show you the reason why we've got the Mini in still and the problem we've got with that. It's interesting. So this is all the stuff that we got from the Isle of Wight. We've got the Escort Cosworth block here, which we've got to put ductile iron top hat liners in there. We've got the Sierra Cosworth block. There's the 205 block. All the relevant bits. We've got a box of bits here. We've got a couple of cranks, cylinder head, and all the rest of the bits. So we've got that one to machine and build. Don't think he's having liners in that. We've got a Mitsubishi Evo from these guys, an Evo 8 engine, which has got the clutch and what have you, got the crank here, and all the rest of it. We've got to do that. We've got an S13 Nissan block there, which we've got to go through. We've got the exhaust manifold there. So yeah, loads of bits from these guys. I thought they were bringing down the Evo and one Cosy, but it looks like it's two Cosys, an Evo and an S13. So that's going to keep us busy for a while. So news on the Cosworth with the drop liners. The block is over there. We're just about to press them out. Now, if you can see down the bottom of the block, see down there, you can just about see the base of the liners. And as you can see, like there's a little step, and I've just managed to get the vernier calipers in there and measured it, and it looks like it measures, these are the vernier calipers, it looks like it measures about 30 thou, the base of the liner measures about 30 thou less than the liners that I use. So I'm hoping that by the time we press these out, if we can get them out, we can just bore it out another 20-30 thou, whatever it is, and fit the liners that we normally fit, and that will save the block then. But just want to get that end one out, the one with the bigger flange at the top, just to see what's going on there. Make sure that that isn't bigger on the base as well. But yeah, all looking not too bad at the moment on that. So this is the cylinder head off the Cosworth where the liners have dropped. It has all been ported by the looks of it, and it's certainly had new guides in not long ago, because the exhausts feel perfect. If any of you guys know what the Cosworths are like, they do suffer with their exhaust guide wear, so this certainly hasn't done many miles. It looks alright. So what we're going to do is just we're going to solder blast all the ports, lap all the valves in, because I think the seats have been cut by the looks of it, and we're going to it does look like it's had a couple of inserts here, so I might give those a little face, and then give the head a little lick over, very light lick over, and that's good to go. So this block off the other brother, we're going to just strip it down, take the crank out of it, and this has got the ductile iron liners to go in it as well. He said that this did start sort of knocking, I think, so suspecting it's done an end down on the crank. Hopefully not too bad, that we can grind it. We've got the head and clutch and flywheel over there, probably put another clutch on it, but go through the head, and then we've got to, as I say, fit the liners in this set of pistons, which we'll have to modify, put our pockets in, and then we can basically build the short engine. I think we're just going to plonk the head on and torque it up, and he's going to put all the cam bout kit on there, and that's that one done. Right, so as you can see, the Mini is still here. We only got a chance to look at it 2 or 3 days ago, and as you can see, we've got the clutch out at the moment. So the problem we were having is basically couldn't get hardly any disengagement on the clutch. So the first thing we've done is took the clutch out, and just to make sure it's all assembled correctly, and we actually did find the problem. I'll go somewhere a little bit quieter and explain exactly what we found. This here is the original actuator arm to push the clutch bearing in to release the clutch. I don't know whether any of you are familiar with how a mini clutch works, but it's sort of back to front to a normal clutch. So what you're doing is you've got the front cover that goes on the end of the bell housing, if you like, and this lever goes on the front, and that ball locates into an actuator arm which has got the release bearing on the front. And when the slave cylinder, when you push your foot on the clutch and the slave cylinder pushes that out, that ball there pushes the actuator rod in with the bearing this end and pushes the clutch in, which, because on the Mini the clutch is sort of behind the flywheel, it pushes it out and disengages the clutch, if you know what I mean. So, problem we were having is, before we did the engine, obviously, this is the story with it. We did the engine, we put the clutch on. Our friend Bob Tucker did the gearbox, which obviously the gearbox in a Mini is in the sump. So we put all that on, customers had it back, put it in the vehicle, and he's getting next to no clutch at all after he sort of set it up. So we've had it back, we bled the system again because he put a new master cylinder on it, and he was still getting, you know, as I say, we were still getting no clutch. So we bled that up, and we managed to, well, Bob bled it up, and he managed to get a very slight disengagement on the clutch, enough so it would go in gear, although it didn't really like going in first, but once you go in, it was okay. So we did that. The next day we got in it, and I took it around the block, and when I got back, I put it in neutral, went to go in first, no chance. I just couldn't get any gears. You put it in reverse and it just jumped straight back as if your foot wasn't even on the clutch. So we're getting no engagement on the clutch. So we've took the clutch out, we've just checked to make sure all the assembly's correct, as it is. It's a pre-Verto clutch, and scratching our heads, it's all shimmed up right, it was all good. So in the end, as you can see, we've ordered a new arm. That arm's straight, this arm's bent. So it is the same arm, believe it or not, but one thing they used to do, apparently Bob said, is they used to bend the arm here, and what that would do would sort of give you a pedal a bit closer to the top as opposed to down the bottom. But anyway, that's what they've done. So we sort of had a closer look, and on inspection we sort of looked at this ball and thought that looks a bit offset there, and it was only when I looked at a picture on the internet of a new one, which was this one, you can see that is dead in the center and that is bent. So if I put these next to each other, you can see how much bent it is. It's probably about 2 or 3 mil, which you think, well, that surely isn't going to make a difference, but it is, and I'll show you why. I'll go and get the little actuator arm. So, as you can see, this is the actuator arm with the release bearing, and that needs to be pressed onto the clutch like that. You've only got about 10 mil of movement, not even that really, on the Mini, and it just disengages it. So that ball fits in there, and then obviously when the slave cylinder pushes this end, it pushes the actuator arm in like that, if you know what I mean. But what's happening is, because that ball is bent backwards, it's getting to a certain point, and if you see there, the actuator arm is touching the body, and you can sort of see, because there's a witness mark on the top of it there where the paint's rubbed off. So just that small amount is just not giving enough leverage, so it's sort of pushing the bearing to a certain point, bottoming out, well, hitting the actuator arm here and giving you a false impression. It won't push anymore, and all that's happening when you press the pedal is it's just bending this and pushing the ball up more. So that is the problem. Bob said he's worked on tons of Minis before. He's never heard of that before. So if any of you guys have got an old Mini and you're getting those symptoms, then that may be the cause. Say it's a new one to us, and you learn something every day. But yeah, so hopefully when we fit this one in, we get that extra bit of leverage, enough to disengage the clutch, and as soon as you set it up right, job's a good one. We'll soon see when we put it all back together. Well, thanks ever so much for watching, guys. Remember to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, comment down below, and we'll see you in another video. Cheers.